So we're really excited to have you back in Scotland in March.
Yeah, I'm excited to be back. I always go there in March.
I
I
know.
have always been there in March.
Yes, it's not the best time of year, but we'll and this time you're going to be sharing the day with Professor John Hattie, who we know is a good friend of yours. And something that people might not know is that John and his now wife Janet got married in Las Vegas in the summer, and you performed the ceremony.
I did. Yeah, I know what you're getting to, and I'm trying to. So John found out that I could officiate weddings. So we made this plan about 9 months before the actual ceremony, because when he proposed to Janet, she had no idea it was coming. So it's obviously, you were there. It was at this big reception, and there were like 250 people, and he got down on his knee. And what they didn't realize is that John has a particular fondness for Elvis. So when he asked me if I would officiate the wedding, he also made the stipulation that I would have to dress like Elvis. And I don't dress up. I don't dress up for Halloween. I'm really unfun. So I remember it was probably about 3 weeks before the whole event was going to happen. And I sent him an email and just said, so are you sure that you want me to dress like Elvis? And he wrote back, yes, please. And I was like, oh, I'm really doing this. So it was you talk about memorable experiences over my career. I guess that would be one of the most memorable experiences that I've had.
It was certainly memorable for those of us who were witnessing it and couldn't quite believe our eyes on lots of levels. Obviously, we're excited for March. We don't have any weddings planned, but if we officiate, we'll give you a shout. But what are you most looking forward to about this conference?
I just think coming back, hanging out with you, meeting everybody. Honestly, I don't care that it's March. I know that I've only been there in March, but I just love coming to Scotland. It's like I was saying earlier, just the people are really awesome to hang out with. I feel like I'm in a very fortunate position because I live an hour away from where I grew up. I never flew until the first time I ever flew on an airplane. I was 26 years old. So this whole life that I live, what I came from, it's a pretty unique experience to be able to travel around the world and show up in places where you're actually seeing friends who feel like family. Yeah. That's pretty awesome. So it's not only the work. Yes, the work is awesome. Like I love being able to meet people and talking about leadership and getting their understanding and their questions and that stuff. But it's also just the people that I get to see I'm really very much looking forward to.
Great. And what learning will the delegates take away with them from that day, do you think?
So I'm going to try to find, I always try to find a way to be very practical, but also research-based. So I write, for about 8 years now, I've been writing the Finding Common Ground blog for Education Week, and that's primarily been my job, to take research and find the practice to match up with it. So what I am hoping is that they will not only get the research base, which they'll definitely get from John as well, but they're going to walk out with some practical strategies and also some questions to ponder about their own leadership as they're leaving. I'm excited to dive into the work around collective leader efficacy. That's some new learning for me over the past few months. So I think there's that. I think there's the research, the practical side, and also some really good questions they're going to have to ponder about their own leadership.
Yeah. And you talked about how you feel about coming back to Scotland, but how will our delegates feel at the end of the day?
Hopefully not exhausted. I'm hoping, sometimes when I'm with John, I feel like I'm taking a drink from a fire hydrant, but we've really worked that out to find a great deal of balance. So what I'm hoping is that the delegates will actually leave with a pretty deep understanding, because they're obviously coming in with a fairly deep understanding as well. So they're going to leave with an even deeper understanding, but I think that they're also going to leave inspired. That is my job. It is not to completely exhaust them. I think my job, especially this day and age with the rhetoric around education around the world, I think they need to be able to leave very proud of the career that they've chosen to be a part of. And I think they need to feel inspired to go deeper with it.
Yeah, love that. Yeah. Okay, so just to finish off, we're going to do a quick fire round.
Okay, we can thank Judy for this one.
We can thank Judy for this one. So I'm going to give you 2 options and you've got to choose one.
Okay.
So, you know, these are really tough questions. Pizza or burger?
Pizza, for sure.
Mountains or coast?
Ooh, I live near the mountains, but I love going to the coast. How's that? Did I answer one?
Yeah, that's okay. We'll let you off. Running or rowing?
Running, because I'm a former distance runner.
Cat or dog?
So, believe it or not, this is where people are going to think I'm odd. I did not preface this before we talked because I have never had a pet in my whole entire life.
Wow, okay.
I have never had a pet. So, apparently my family had a couple of dogs before I was born. I'm the youngest of 5. And then they never had a pet again. And my brother said it was because they had me, they didn't need one. So a little offended by that. But if I had my way, it would be a dog.
Okay. Snow or sun?
Well, I'm going into winter here in upstate New York. And it is a beautiful, beautiful scene, but I prefer the sun.
Book or audiobook?
Book.
Music or podcast?
Music, for sure. I can live without a lot of things like television, but I cannot live without music.
Salt and vinegar crisps or cheese and onion?
Ooh, salt and vinegar.
Haggis or black pudding?
Is there seriously a choice there? So here's the thing, and I'm afraid to tell you this. I've never had either. I know. I feel like this is in my future.
It is now.
It's going to be haggis with a side of black pudding.
Absolutely. All right, brilliant. Well, that's my plan sorted for March. I've got to find you some haggis and black pudding.
And unicorns. You
and
promised unicorns.
Yeah, and unicorns. Promise you a unicorn.